This is a raw Bible study on Proverbs Chapter 1 out of the King James Version. My name is Stephen Helsel. I have a bachelor's degree in history with minors in international studies and military history. I just went over this book verse by verse with a young man recently. So I thought I should probably make a video on it. Since I want to do Proverbs, I might as well just start with the first one. The Proverbs. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. Solomon is the wisest man that ever lived, except Jesus, obviously. But he was the wisest mortal man that ever lived, and he was king of Israel, and he ruled for 40 years in a time of peace and prosperity. As it says, he was the son of David, and Jesus is a descendant of both these men. It gives the purpose of the book, and specifically this first proverb in verse 2. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding. So, it is to know wisdom. And wisdom is personified in the book of Proverbs, and kind of personified as a female, like, one of the spirits of God. She is not a god. Some people believe that it's just allegory, and it's like when you call a ship Betsy, and other people believe that wisdom is a female spirit associated with the host of heaven. I don't think it really matters that much either way. She's not God. But anyways, to know wisdom and instruction, and to perceive the words of understanding, so that you can understanding. To receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity. Equity is fairness. To give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. The simple are people that are ignorant. We would use the word ignorant instead of simple today. And subtlety is usually used in a negative way. It usually means sneaky. It's associated with serpents. But at one point it does say be wise as serpents. So it's subtlety. It's like, not putting your business out there. Not just, hey, this is what I got in my house. And this is, you don't just do that. You need to be a little more subtle. You need to not announce everything. And so to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. So the young man needs knowledge and discretion, and this is a book that every young man should be reading multiple times. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. So this book is wise counsel. It's good advice, is what that means. And a wise man will listen to good advice. And he will hear and will increase learning. He will learn from this. It's not going to just go over his head, not just going to, I pulled a muscle lifting weights. He's going to understand and increase learning by reading this book. To understand a proverb, and it also says a wise man will hear. The Bible is really meant to be read out loud to people, and the Bible says that faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. So, to understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise in their dark sayings. A lot of the stuff in the Bible is very, very clear. But the Bible is a deep and complex book. And it has dark sayings in it. Things that are kind of mysterious. And things that maybe you don't understand them the first time you read them or hear them. But you can come to understand them, especially if you're saved. The book's kind of closed for the unsaved. No, that's in a different part though. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. The beginning of knowledge is the fear of the Lord. To have fear of the Lord, not like you're terrified of the Lord. I mean, you should be if you're against him, but fear is, but it's not just respect, it's fear. You know, the way a young man fears his father. He loves his father's kind and merciful to him, but if he does something bad, he's going to get spanked. And so there's an element of fear there as well. And that's a right relationship to have with God. And that's where knowledge begins. If you're calling yourself a Christian and you don't fear the consequences of your sins, you're just like, oh yeah, there's God, you know, whatever, and I'm just gonna go do whatever the hell I want now, then you do not have the fear of the Lord. And you need to get that. And there's a good possibility that you're not believing in the God of this book, and that you're believing in the world's Jesus. Fools are stupid people. They're idiots. Idiot would probably be the best modern vernacular of fools. And they despise wisdom. They reject wisdom. They don't like to hear wisdom. They hate wisdom. They hate what this book says because they're fools. They're idiots. They despise wisdom and instruction. You can't teach a fool anything. They're not willing to listen. They're never willing to consider that they could be wrong, or they could be going down the wrong path. That's what makes them fools. That's what makes them idiots. They despise wisdom and instruction. You can't teach them anything. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. I'm telling you to listen to your parents. Listen to your mom and dad when they are teaching you something. Especially the younger you are, the more important it is. For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck. Ornament of grace on your head. Like a hat or a tiara or something. Chains around your neck. They're going to make you look good. They're going to be profitable for you. Listening to the instruction of your parents. Now, I realize that this is only provisionally true, that there's some parents that are really, really messed up, that do not have the truth. Your parents tell you something right, and they don't tell you to go something that goes against God. Listen to your parents. Even a wicked parent that is got a lot of knowledge of plumbing, you could learn a lot about plumbing from that parent. Learn what you can from your parents. Don't despise their instruction. If they're not saved, they're going to give you bad advice along the way too. So, have discretion. That's all in here. There's no fool like an old fool. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. This is talking about joining a gang or being in a group of delinquents, of wicked men, young men. There's older men too, If you notice in history, gangs are usually large groups of young men. And it's talking a lot about that in this chapter. You know, they're going to entice you. Oh, you're so cool. You come with us, you know. And it could be, it doesn't have to be a street gang in Chicago. It could be just a bunch of punks in, you know, rural Indiana, you know. They got wickedness in their heart. And they're like, hey, come with us, you know, you be with us, bud, you know, it'll be cool. And, you know, consent thou not go with them. They're going to say, let us lay wait for blood. Let us go jump this person. Let's go beat this person up. They lurk privily for the innocent without cause. They have no right to do what they're doing. They just want to go hurt somebody. They want to steal from them. You know, they want to jump somebody or beat somebody up. They want to cause pain and misery. Consent thou not go with them. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. So spoil is what you get when you rob somebody, or if there's a war and the soldiers take the enemy's belongings. That's called spoil. And it's saying they're basically talking about robbing people, even killing people for their money or for their possessions. That's wicked as hell. Stay away from anybody that would ever talk like that or think like that. Cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse. Oh, we're all going to split it. We're all going to share it. You know, just come throw in your lot with us. Join our gang. Hang with us, buddy. Be homies. We're all going to share. We all got each other's back. We're all going to look out for each other. We're going to share everything. God's saying, don't do that. That's the wrong way, son. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. Don't even go down that road, he's saying. Don't put your foot on that path. Don't even start down that path. Okay? Don't walk with them. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. They're always on their way to go do something terrible. They run to it. Stealing, robbing, and hurting. At some point killing. They run to that. They make haste. Haste means that they're in a hurry to do it. They make haste to shed blood. They just want to hurt people and steal from people. Do violence. And all who love violence are an abomination to God. Don't love violence. Don't hang out with these people. Maybe you're not like them now, but you will become like them. Don't go down that path with them. Refrain thy foot. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. And they lay wait for their own blood. They lurk privily for their own lives. So, in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. You know, the bird sees you put the net, he's not going to get caught in it. At least I think that's what the analogy is saying. But the interpretation of it's right beneath it. They lay wait for their own blood, and they lurk privily for their own lives. Because what they're doing is going to lead to them getting hurt. To their blood being shed. To their lives being taken. Like the Lord told Peter, he who lives by the sword shall die by the sword. They want to live this life where they're robbing and stealing and hurting and harming. That's how their life is going to end. That destruction is going to happen to them. They're going to eat of the fruit of their own way. So are the ways of every one that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. That's what it all comes down to. For the love of money is the root of all evil. These people, what is motivating these people? is greed. Greed for gain. They want gain. They want money. They want possessions. Maybe they want drugs. Whatever it is, it's greed. Greed is wicked as hell. It's evil. That with which you have, be ye there content. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge? Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. So she's crying out in the city, all over the place. And sometimes you'll hear her through the words of a passerby or somebody that you meet, grandma or whoever. There's communications coming to you, telling you what's right. You need to listen for those communications. God uses even the unsaved to communicate things to you. You need to listen for sound counsel, for good advice. His wisdom crieth without. And how long, ye simple ones, she's asking, are you going to love simplicity? She's saying, how long, you ignorant people, are you going to love being ignorant? Aren't you going to get tired of being ignorant? You're ignorant. There's a cure for that. Being ignorant is not cool. It might be cool in pop culture. It's not good for you. And the scorners delight in their scorning. Those that scorn other people, treat other people like garbage. That's what a scorner is. They're a jerk. That's what the modern vernacular would be for a scorner. A jerk. There's another one, but I don't know. Fools. And fools hate knowledge? She's asking. The scorners delight in their scorning, and the fools hate knowledge? Stop hating knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. A reproof is a correction. A reproof is to reproof somebody is like, hey, you're doing wrong. You need to not go that way, and you need to go the other way. You need to stop. You shouldn't be shoplifting. Don't do that. That's a reproof. A rebuke is, what's the matter with you? You need to knock it off right now. That's a rebuke. What you're doing is wrong. You need to turn it around. That's a rebuke. A reproof is, hey, you messed up and you need to fix it. Okay? Wisdom saying, turn at her reproof. Listen to what she's saying. Stop being a fool. Stop being ignorant. Stop being an idiot. Listen to what she's saying. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. So if you turn at her reproof, if you listen to what she's saying, she'll pour her spirit out in you. She will make her words understandable to you. You will get it. But you have to turn away from what you're doing that's ignorant and idiotic. Because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. She's saying, she called, and you refused. She stretched out her hand, and nobody regarded it. Nobody took her hand. You set at naught all of her counsel. You just threw it away. You got wisdom being handed to you, and you're just throwing it away like it's garbage. And would none of my reproof. You would not accept her reproof. She told you, hey, stop. Change direction. But you refused to do that. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. When distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. Then shall they seek me early, but they shall not find me. God and wisdom, when you refuse them, and you've been told, and you know that what you're doing is wrong, that you believe in yourself and you want to go your own way, you believe in the world's wisdom, and you're just going to do whatever you want, and you've been warned, you've been told, they're telling you, everything is going to collapse suddenly. You're going to think you're fine, then suddenly everything is going to fall apart like a whirlwind, is what it says. And then God in wisdom, they were going to laugh at you. They're not going to care what's happening to you. It's like watching World's Dumbest Criminals. You know, it's like they know they're not supposed to be doing that, and then they do something really stupid, and everybody laughs at it. It's like, man, you got caught, you know, you had lights on the back of your shoes, and you're trying to hide from the police or whatever in the dark, you know, like some stupid stuff. You can sit here and Google it all night long. That's how God and that's how wisdom are going to look at you. When you get caught up because you decided to reject wisdom and reject God and do things your own way, they're going to laugh at your calamity, and you're going to experience fear. Not the fear of the Lord you should have. You're going to experience real fear. And it's going to come like desolation, which is ruin. And your destruction is going to come as a whirlwind. And distress and anguish are going to come upon you. You're going to be distressed. You're going to be full of anguish, sadness, grief, is what that's saying. Then you're going to look for God, and you're going to look for wisdom. And you're not going to find wisdom. You're gonna look real hard. You're gonna try real hard. You're gonna try real hard to unscrew your life. And you're not gonna be able to. The damage is gonna be permanent. And you're gonna have to end up living in a totally different condition that you never would have if you'd have just done the right thing. And it's just gonna be too late. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They didn't choose the fear of the Lord because they hated knowledge. They hated the truth. And because of that, their lives are going to be ruined. And they're going to experience fear. If it's not too late for them, they will be able to turn back to God. And then maybe they can reclaim some of their life if they're able to. Not everybody can. They would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. Didn't listen to the counsel of God, to wisdom. Right here, didn't listen to this. Don't go ye seeking after blood. Don't go with those people. Refrain thy foot. Don't hang out with bad people. You believe in God, you need to find Bible-believing Christians to hang out with. I'm not saying never hang out with anybody that's not a Christian, but there's lost in this world, and then there's the wicked. Don't hang out with the wicked. People that would steal, people that lie, people that hurt other people. If you're hanging out with somebody that is hurting somebody else, you're not with the right people, and you're not doing the right thing. If you know somebody in your life, there's somebody near you, and they're causing another person to feel pain for their own selfish gain, then you're not right with God. Therefore, shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. They're going to eat of the fruit of their own way. Their way. Not God's way, not wisdom's way. They went their way. And their way is a tree that's going to bear fruit. And that fruit is going to be corrupt, and it is going to be disgusting, and it is going to be pain and misery. And they're going to eat that fruit because they wouldn't listen and they wouldn't do the right thing. The fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. What are your own devices? Well, all that stuff in your head that you're so obsessed with that doesn't matter, them are your own devices. Oh, confidence building, and power of attraction, positive thinking, or rock music, or self-love, and look at me, look at my body, everybody, I'm beautiful and powerful. Or look at love my music, I love my sports cars, or all that stuff that you care about that doesn't matter. That's what you're going to be busy thinking about. You're going to eat of the fruit of your own way, you're going to be miserable, and you're going to be filled with all nonsense, your own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. Well, they're a fool, and they're filled with their own devices, and they're doing the wrong thing, and they've rejected the Lord, they've rejected wisdom, they've rejected good advice, and now they're going to die. They're going to get hurt. They're going to be destroyed by other idiots. Isn't that the thing? It's going to be other idiots that believe the same stupid garbage that they do, the same stupid garbage you believe. If you're not a believer, if all they care about is social media, it's going to be their social media friends that bring them down. If all they care about is, it doesn't matter. It's just going to be other idiots, other fools, other ignorant people. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. If you got faith, and you are listening to wisdom, you won't have to be afraid. You will sleep peacefully at night. You don't have to worry that your life is going to suddenly explode if you listen to wisdom. I'm not saying you won't ever have struggles or things that happen, but you will not be destroyed. That was Proverbs Chapter 1, King James Version. God bless you.